Well, hello everybody, it's Bugeater64, and once again, welcome to another stream here on the Twitch.
Hello everybody, it's Bugeater64.
Let's go ahead and
once again,
have us a little bit of fun. Today, we're going to be flying the DC-3 / C-47 transport, World War II version twin radial engine airplane. Workhorse, still flying today after 70 plus years. So what can I tell you? She's a good old lady. We'll just give her a quick look around here, kind of show you what we've got. This is my livery, if anybody's watched any of my videos can tell. So let's go ahead, and we're at San Diego, California, San Diego International. Let's go ahead inside here, and you can see that she doesn't even look new. Her radio stacks and so on. And let's take a look here at airport map, and you can see we're down here near the end of runway 27, which is where we're taking off from. So we'll just have basically pretty much taxi out here and take off. And we're going to be flying to John Wayne International, which is in Santa Ana, California. Just over about 64, 67 miles away. So, first things first, let's get a little power to the aircraft. Master battery on. And this is the VSKYLABS version of the DC-3. They're going to have a huge update coming out sometime this month of October, hopefully. And some things will change. Now that we've got some power, let's look at our navigation. And as you can see, it's got the Garmin 530. Unfortunately, the Garmin works. It works fine, but it is not connected to the autopilot, so most of this flight I'm actually going to be flying by hand. It does have the old original rudimentary autopilot, and we can take a look at the autopilot controls here. Let me get the Garmin out of the way, and you can see here's where you control your rudder, ailerons, and elevator when you turn on the autopilot. And by doing that, it adjusts this dial here and adjusts the artificial horizon and so on. So you can kind of keep the plane level and going in certain directions. And you can actually change direction. But it will not follow GPS or anything like that. So, like I said, it's rudimentary. And so it's a little bit hard to use on longer flights. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and check ATIS real quick.
San Diego Int'l information call. 1400 Zulu weather.
Altimeter I already had checked. Runway arrival and takeoff is 27. So it's going to be a beautiful day for a flight. Alright, so let's look at our flight plan. Let's see here. And we've got a pre-programmed one in here, which is right there. So we're going to activate that. Very good. That's our flight plan. All right, so that's all looking good. Excuse me. All righty. So with that, let's double check some things here. Okay, everything's working. Okay, so we got that. Let's look up here. And our fans even work? Nice little attention to detail. But it's morning out here in California. I don't think we're going to need it much. Okay. So, put the strobe on, let people know we're doing something here. And okay.
Mixture set to auto rich.
Okay. Let's see if we can get an engine started here. Main. Okay. If I was smart, I'd be using a checklist, but you know what? I've never been no one's ever accused me of being smart. So, let's see if we can get the right engine to start. Yep, appears to be running just the way it's supposed to. So, now turn off the booster pump. Turn on the generator. It's early morning, so we'll turn on the carburetor de-ice. Turn the left boost on. Magneto to both. Okay, everything's looking good there. Let's go ahead and turn the fans on. Lock our tail wheel.
Tail wheel is locked.
Thank you. And let's take a look outside. Okay, so I think we're about ready to go. All right. So let's get this old lady in the air. And there's our cabin. The thing that's kind of nice about this is you put that little hand, there's a check thing, and you can set it up for cargo, or you can set it up for you know, carrying passengers. And today we're carrying passengers, so we'll put the seats back. This is just, I'm an old piston head. I like flying old piston airplanes. One of my favorite is the PMDG DC-3 in X-plane. Great airplane. Done a number of things with that. I did a round the world tour, and I really enjoy flying this one. It's slow, easy to hand fly, which is quite nice. So anyway, so let's give it a little power. Looks like I only got one engine generating power here. That looks a little better. Keeps coming up with that carburetor ice suspected, but I've never had a problem with carburetor icing.
Approaching 27.
Get our flaps down for takeoff.
On runway 27, flaps, flaps.
Okay, everything's looking good. Alrighty.
On runway 27.
I
On
hear ya.
runway 27.
Here we go. See if we can get this airplane in the air. Airspeed is alive. And rotate. Nice gradual rise. Landing gear coming up. We be flying. Okay. Trim it down. And let's come back a little bit on the power. And she be a noisy old bird. Let's check our track. And we can get this out of the way so I can see my... And the sky conditions are X-Plane 11, you know, straight out of the box, stock. The landscape is done with ortho for XP. And the orthos really do enhance the experience. But she is a noisy old bird, I'll give her that. I hope you can all hear me okay. Matter of fact, let's see here. Let's go to sound. Try that. See if that helps at all. And one thing with this airplane, you're always setting trim. Let's go ahead and
Engaging autopilot.
Okay, well, let's see if that works. You can see it kind of keeps me going in a straight line. I have to make my adjustments here for the rudder. So
Autopilot disengaged.
gives you a look outside of what the orthos look like in Southern California scenery. Old and slow, what can I tell you? Yeah, we'll just make minor corrections using trim. Keep an eye on everything. Right now the autopilot's off and all I'm doing is flying at by hand and using trim basically to okay. Okay, so activated our next waypoint. Yeah, we got about 11.4 miles. Oh, frames just went to hell. It'll catch up here. There we go. For a second there, I was trying to figure out why the airplane wasn't responding. But we're, for some reason, right now our frame rates are dying. Going like from 1 up to 12 and so on, so that could make for an interesting flight. Yeah, one thing that's helpful is that in the daylight I can pick out landmarks and pretty much know where I'm going. So, what's new in the world? And let's go ahead and go to, I think what we'll do, activate the next leg.
Autopilot disengaged. Engaging autopilot.
Yep, and that up there is some jet with its contrails that look like oil fires. I know I say it every time, but you know, X-Plane 11's got to do something about that. That just looks horrible. If I saw something like that, I'd have fire trucks all over the runway, just waiting for them. And the autopilot works well enough. I mean, you can kind of relax a little bit. You know, do things like this without worrying too much about falling out of the sky. And that is why they're, excuse me, that is the San Clemente nuclear power plant. And it doesn't blow black smoke, it blows steam. So again, Laminar Research has got to work on X-Plane 11, because that should be white. There's some really good, or there used to be some really good lobster fishing just off the vents there, because the water's so warm coming out from the plant. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's an old rudimentary autopilot, but you know, as long as you kind of keep your eye on things, it keep making little fine adjustments. It works just fine. I would hate to use it for long flights. Eventually, from what I've been told by the designer at VSKYLABS, is that they will have it tied into the Garmin, and you know, we'll be able to do our normal flight planning and actually use it. Because let's face it, the C-47s or DC-3s that are flying today, they've had their avionics packages updated. So, and this one has been updated to a point in that it has our radios and you know, other types of nav. But the autopilot is not tied into it in any way, shape, or form. So we'll make a little adjustment here and bring her a little bit to the left. Let's look at our gauges a little bit here. Everything looks good in the green. RPM's good. Yep. As they say, no issues. Okay. Okay. And we got about 14 miles to the airport. So everything's looking good. It's a beautiful day in Southern California. We're having a nice flight in a vintage DC-3. And we'll turn off autopilot now.
Autopilot disengaged.
Let's see. Let's look at our trim control here. Okay. We're going to start losing altitude a little bit here. Slow the airplane down. So let's double check. Yep, and this is where we're going to land on 20 right. That's the long one. lose some altitude. See if we can see the airport out here anywhere. It's about 5 miles away. Yeah, don't really see it yet. Don't see the beacon either. Oh well. We'll find it. You know, the one thing I always have a problem with is this is a tail dragger, and for some reason I have a hard time landing these things. Well, the landings aren't bad, it's keeping them on a straight line after I get on the ground. So, we'll see how it goes today. But we're moving along just fine. About 4.5 miles to the runway. Normally I've got the beacon picked up by now, but I don't see it today. Let's see if we can see anything out there. There it is. Yep, that'd be John Wayne. Okay. And slow the airplane down a little bit more. Drop some landing gear. Things getting tense here. Need a little fan to keep me cool while I try to land this bird.
Flaps. Flaps. Too high. Too high.
Well, we may be a little too high now, but we won't be when I get down to their runway.
Approaching 20 right.
That's the one we want.
Flaps. Flaps. Too high. Too high. Unstable. Unstable.
Okay, now we're on the glide path.
Feet remaining. 3,000 remaining. Two thousand remaining.
And there we go, same thing. I always have that problem.
Approaching 02 right.
Well, we're down safe. It wasn't pretty by any means. Okay, well, it wasn't pretty, but we didn't bend the bird. Landing speed was only 97 feet a minute, so we touched down soft, just can't keep it on the darn runway. Something I'll have to work on. With that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the landing to show you just how bad it is. And there we go. Not a bad approach. Thank you. Matter of fact, it was soft enough I couldn't tell you where I touched down on the runway. So I won't know until I look here myself. We touched down, bounced a little bit. Must have had some crosswind because kept wanting to lift that one wheel. Wasn't bad, and then all of a sudden, yeah. And we come sliding to a stop. So we didn't use the taxiway properly. What can I tell you? So, we'll just shut down the engines. Get back in the cockpit here. Turn off some stuff. Our lights and pitos and everything else is turned off. Good here. Parking brake is set. All right, let's put the bird to bed. So there you have it. Our DC-3 C47 VSKYLABS, and good flying airplane. Flies much better when it has a pilot that knows what he's doing, much better than I do. But in any case, just a real joy to fly, and continually being updated by the developer, who has just done a beautiful job. I'm very happy with this airplane. Had real positive interaction with VSKYLABS in talking about some minor issues and so on, and they've been extremely helpful and done updates when needed. So what can I tell you? Again, just a real fine airplane, and if you like an old piston head like me, you can't go wrong. Really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I sure enjoyed bringing it to you. I have to couple little glitches there with the stream as far as frame rates, and that's my sim, not the stream's issues. It just does that sometimes with different airplanes. So X-Plane 11, hopefully there's another update coming not in too distant future, and things will get even better as we go along. So until next time, this is Bugeater64, wishing you a very fine day, and hope to see you soon. So Bugeater64, again, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and until next time, safe flying.